It is 11/11 Wednesday. I've missed all of you guys. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks. So 1 week we were
almost live here.
Almost live here. We were in Tucson, Arizona, doing a retreat at Miraval, which was lovely. And then we came back, and Dana and I, were purging, so we had some colds and stuff. So just didn't feel up to it enough. So I did what I always recommend is take care of yourself. So I did that and did a little healing on my own energy work here. Can you hand me Miss Kleenex?
Sure.
So if you're new, behind the scenes is Dana and Elizabeth. Dana is my lovely, young, beautiful wife. It'll be 2 months here coming up.
Oh my gosh.
And she's still with me. So I feel very honored and privileged.
2 months plus 7 years.
If this is your first time here, do some shout outs. You want to say hello to people. I do want to talk about the holidays that are coming up, one we just passed, ones that are coming up, no matter what it is that you celebrate, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, New Year's, all those holidays, but I want to talk a little bit about that. And I will be doing readings, so please be patient if that's what you're on here for. Most people want to hear about not the holidays. They want to have a reading, so we will talk about that. I did pull a card too from the deck. It's the Energy Oracle deck from Sandra Ann Taylor, which has been on my podcast. So if you haven't listened to my podcast, Spirited Straight Talk, they're short, 45 minutes. Dana's on there with me, so you get to hear her and her stories and her, going back and forth, bringing in topics of all types that we talk about. We've also had some guests on. Recently, we had our guest, Mona, and her choices about her cancer that I thought are very different, really learning how to support people that are on this journey of deciding what to do with them, their health. And right now, Dana, we were talking the other day, we have so many friends that have been affected by cancer. So it's just very apparent around us. And we want some shout outs. I think, is there anyone there saying like they want to say hello?
Lots of people.
Really good.
Yeah, so a couple shout outs. We have Mandy Collings from England. And I'm just going up the Keith says I have that deck and likes it.
Yeah, hi Keith.
Chilly morning from Aurora, says Carol Ryan. We have Karen Kinzer saying, ooh, love the haircut.
Thank you. Sometimes it's a good day, it has a personality of its own. Thank you very much.
Keith is from over in Maine.
Wow.
So love seeing where you all are from. Definitely share that.
Absolutely.
And
Keith, I love
hello from Lakewood on Instagram. This I don't know your name, but I can see your handles. But when you type in information on Instagram, we always try to decipher the handles, but otherwise type in your first name if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So Keith, like you, this is kind of a fun deck. She sent this deck to me, and I think I probably have other decks of hers after she was on our podcast. But I picked the card today about action number 17. It's a white horse and a black horse. And of course, horses are just a powerful totem to have. And when you see one, I recommend that you Google them and see what the meaning is for you during the time in your life, that time of day, that time of week, whatever it is. And the black and white is always the yin and yang, the balance of both sides. And I think for me, the action sometimes is taking action in my own life, like participating, being responsible, looking a little deeper into things. Because sometimes I think we just go through a lot of the motions, not emotions, but we go through motions, not realizing the signs and things that are happening. And I know for me recently, especially, there's just been a lot of stuff coming up that I have to look at. It's that mirror of, oh, wait a minute, this is another lesson. This is something else for me to look at. And what I really love to do is ignore it. And sometimes you don't get to, it just keeps showing up until you go, okay, I get to address this. And that's what's been happening for me recently. And it might be happening to a lot of you as well, where you're just feeling this residual thing that keeps irritating you or bothering you, or this feeling of, this keeps happening to me. And so action is not saying that you failed when things come up. It's really about, this is an opportunity to take and shift and look at things a little differently. And I was reminded this especially yesterday, and I think it was funny when I pulled the card and I even talked to Dana about we always have that constant lesson, and even though we think, oh, I feel like I'm done with that lesson, I don't want to deal with that again, and guess what? It shows up again. It knocks on the door or peeps through the window, and it comes in and goes, "Hi, I'm here again."
Yeah.
And to me, it's when I'm in that place of reflection, I can go, guess what? This is an opportunity of growth. It's coming to me again. So I have an opportunity to look at something and say, I want to take this on again. I have a lot of tools. I have a lot of insights that I can use. And it's not as heavy as it's been in the past. It's just another lesson of going, okay, I get to practice this skill one more time.
Mhm.
And having the grace of it can be really the most difficult. And I think Dana and I were talking about that yesterday, is of having grace for ourselves when challenges are happening to us. And that comes around the holidays, especially if you've had a lot of loss of loved ones. We've been recording Grieving to Believing. If you haven't watched on YouTube, it's a show that I'm doing readings for parents who have lost children. And my heart always is heavy. And if we think about that, holidays can be so difficult for parents. I know one of my friends just posted about this being a really tough time of year, and say that, even though you have this persona or this face of smiling and everything's okay, there's that underlining feeling of not having that child with them during the holidays. So if you or someone has lost a child or is really struggling through these holiday seasons, give them grace. Maybe they're a little irritated. Maybe there's things going on. Can you be there being supportive? Say, hey, tell me what's going on. Tell me about your loved one. Tell me about what you miss. These are things that's going to help them, as well as realizing that you're not there to fix them. You're just there to participate, be on their side, hold their hand, and help them. So again, we want to remember that grace. We want to, take certain kinds of action. Be mindful of the things that's going on, not only in our life, but the lives of those around us and how we're all affected. Do you have more shout outs over there? Anyone agreeing or having any ideas what to say?
Yeah, so definitely type in questions too, because we try to answer questions live. We will get to the readings here in a minute. If you're here to try to get a reading with Deb, then please type in the first name of your loved one that you want to connect with and what their relationship is to you. If it's that child's generation, please type in their first name and what age they were when they crossed over. If you're on Instagram, please also include your name, because Elizabeth's going through and she's randomly choosing who receives a reading. So it just makes it easier if all the information's right there.
It sounds like a lot, but if you want to participate, this is what we need. So, it's like accepting the collect call. This is what it requires for you to accept the collect call.
And on Instagram, Valerie Center saying, love your show, Grieving to Believing. Thank you, Valerie. And lots of people on. We have everyone entering in that information. But Sarah has typed in, Sarah Chosa is her name. She just said, truth, everyone could use more grace during the holidays.
It's we're spending money maybe we don't have. What do we get? And the holidays are supposed to be, a spiritual time as well. And then bringing family together when we have all these layers sometimes of issues or lessons, whatever you want to call them, along with that. And then there's just stress with, our jobs and things like that. So this is all about maybe looking at your intention for the holidays and saying, you know what, this holiday season, I'm just going to do what I can, try to take moments to enjoy, find opportunities to take deep breaths, and look at the joy that can come. Is there a moment of joy? I mean, humor is my go-to. So finding moments of humor that can kind of take that edge off at times. And yesterday was a little bit more intense for me, and just because, you're processing stuff. And one thing I know is that humor does help shift that energy for me. Poor Dana, she gets to hear dad jokes, but
I tried to make her laugh yesterday. I don't know how well I did.
She did great. But what is it that helps you shift? So is it exercise? Is it, comedy? Is it, shopping therapy? Not that we want to do that, but there's nothing wrong with going and just being distracted.
Window shopping even.
Yeah. Listening to your favorite music, anything like that, calling a friend that is a great support system that isn't wanting to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Pet your animals. For goodness sakes, pet your animals. They're the best,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
They absorb some of that energy and
Yeah.
help dispel it too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
and then cats purring.
Yeah.
You know the cat purring.
The cat
thing.
purrings help change the vibration. I just got this, and this is not me, but maybe some of you out there. If you have a lot of energy that feels heavy, clean out a closet, donate some stuff to charity. Just take, even if it's a small box of things, and take it to charity. I think just doing something for other people that you don't know without that connection can be very beneficial for just like, I did something valuable today.
Mm-hmm.
So, make your favorite soup, go to your favorite restaurant, things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you're wanting to have a reading, Dana and Elizabeth are going to help pick you. I use all of my players. So I use every single feeling that I have. I hear, see, taste, and smell. And I interpret that information to give you a message from the other side. Now, these are very quick. They're 20 seconds, maybe longer, not very long. So remember, I'm just giving you really fast information.
Yeah.
Did you have something there to say?
Yes, a couple of things. Somebody just said hi, and I wanted to mention her because I said we would. We ran into a follower of yours at Costco recently. Her name is Amy, and she just saying hi.
Hi, yes.
But
It's always,
I just wanted to say, I just wanted to
Yeah.
mention her just because.
And
she
Amy, if
popped
I
up
didn't
here.
have makeup on, if I was grouchy, smelly, I'm really sorry.
It doesn't mean we love you any less.
People will go, are you Deb Sheppard? I'm like, oh God, yeah. Did I
don't
brush
look
my
very
teeth?
pretty.
Do I smell? Yeah, so you're hoping. But thank you for coming up and
saying hello.
Saying
Yeah.
hello. I always am in gratitude for that and appreciative. So thank you, Amy, for showing up again here today. So what I do is I interpret the information. Remember that they're a soul and they have no body anymore. So they left that here. And so they're using all the magic that they have to be able to give me messages for validation for you. So sometimes I call it psychic charades. Today I was telling Dana, I almost feel like it's the game Password, where I'm getting certain things and we're like, trying to figure out what they're trying to say. And, you may think, well, why don't they just say A, B, and C? It's not how it works. Mm-hmm. It really is sort of a interpretation.
It's like code.
It's like code.
Yeah.
And if we think about animals, if we think about babies that don't have communication skills yet, we can communicate with them by how they communicate with us,
Mm-hmm.
their actions. I know we have a small water dish in our bathroom, and I know when that water dish is empty because the animals come over and look at it. It's like they're like this.
One
like,
will beep.
Yeah, one will beep. One, they're kind of looking at us like, hello, I can't reach the faucet. So it's the same thing on the other side. They're trying to communicate, and I'm using all those feelings and symbols to be able to give you a message from them.
Mm-hmm. So real fast, we want Sherry Windle to send an email to Elizabeth@debsheppard.com. So it's Elizabeth@debsheppard.com. I'm going to put it on the screen just for a short minute. Send an email to the email on the screen. And that again is Sherry Windle.
Sherry, who does she want to hear from?
She wants to hear from her friend Dave.
Okay.
And that will help us get that part of it going.
It's cracking me up already, Sherry.
And then I just want to mention, because you talked about grieving to believing, I want to mention you have one of the lovely parents that participated in the show. And actually this one is live. Her name is Claire. And her daughter, let's see. Oh, she wants to connect with her daughter-in-law's daughter, who is Brooke, who was 3.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Is she, so she was on?
She was on, but this is her daughter-in-law's daughter.
Okay.
So maybe it would be.
So it would be grandchild, daughter-in-law?
I'm not sure. Clarify that for us real quick.
Daughter-in-law.
Her daughter-in-law's daughter, Brooke. I ended up just reading that as we were on live. I didn't know that was on there, but I just also wanted to recognize her because she's on.
Yeah. And the people that, take the bravery, in my opinion, to be on the show, to talk about their loss and what happened, and to help other parents heal. And that's our goal, is to give parents peace,
Mhm.
that they know that their child is with them, because we're not designed to bury our children.
Mhm.
So am I supposed to connect with Brooke?
Yeah, we can do a little mini for Claire.
Okay.
And she said, I didn't get to meet her, but is she maybe this was prior to
Yeah, it
the
feels like it's a
connection.
long time ago is what I'm getting here. I feel like I wonder if Claire knows much about Brooke, because that's what I'm feeling too. I feel like there were some challenges for Brooke before her passing. So either she had some health issues before, or there were some disabilities or challenges, but I feel like definitely this. I'm getting breathing issues with Brooke. So maybe complications with her health in that direction as well. Sweet little face. I'm getting darker hair, but again, that's sometimes not always accurate, but that's what I feel. And I'm getting probably over 20 years ago that this is a passing. And unfortunately, even that many years ago, we still didn't talk about a loss of a child. People, would make comments that to me are not beneficial to a parent with a loss. But I also feel like I keep getting I keep getting challenges around Brooke. So if Clara wants to talk about, did she have some health issues prior to her passing, that might help.
Mhm.
I also feel that her mom has had other children since. I feel like but Brooke's mom had her very young as well.
Okay.
Maybe in her early 20s or even younger with this too. And she's there with a medium-sized dog as well. Didn't have to be Brooke's dog, but it had to be someone that has lost a dog. And
Oh, move your water bottle.
Okay, sorry. And I'm getting a great little laugh to this little girl, like just this contagious. You know how like 3-year-olds, and we have a granddaughter that's 2.5, will be 3 in February, and they have this laugh that they laugh. I mean, even our granddaughter will have laughs over. I mean, I told her a joke, and 3 days later she came back talking about the joke again. And so that humor, that sense of innocence, that sense of just, the world is an oyster open, and this is what I'm getting. She's also showing me a crown, which means that maybe she was called the little princess, or she acted like a princess, or that's how she was.
She had the greatest giggle.
Said, okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. 5 years ago, she passed gunshot.
Oh my goodness. Brooke did?
I think so. She married my son 2 years ago. So
what's the 20? 20, I wonder.
I'm not sure. Maybe she'll recognize that.
So shot, was this I want to know who shot her then around the illness.
She's saying yes.
Okay.
So she's validating what you're getting.
Because if I'm not, then I want to get some clarity around it, but that's what I'm feeling.
Okay. So we have
how tragic.
Yeah. And bio dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe dad was mentally ill or ill then. Okay.
Wow.
That could be what I'm getting, the illness around that, because I kept getting wow, I'm just, it hurts my heart. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So on Instagram, we have Alex, who wants to connect with Grandma Jean. I think Alex is on every week. So thank you for that, Alex. And
okay.
She wants to see if she has guidance for her. And I know you have.
Yeah, I think so.
To share
Alex, if you can type in what your question is for Grandma versus, because if you're looking for guidance, I'm sort of getting you're not trusting your intuition. So in my opinion, your loved ones come through, but they're not here to kind of give you advice. I believe that we have our guides for that. So Jean, I feel like, was definitely that strong archetype in your family. I think she, I'm just getting this strong-willed, courageous, but kind woman. And at the same time, could be your cheerleader, but told you what she thought, like she didn't hold back. When it comes to advice regarding your life, I just keep feeling that you're ignoring your intuition. Like, what you need to do. And I'm getting like, are you sure? Are you sure? And it feels like it might be in a relationship. And again, this is a relationship with maybe your work, money, actually someone you love, but she's talking about the relationship I'm getting to from your guides is, don't try to fix it, because I feel like you're trying to make it work, or, it's like when you get something like Play-Doh I'm seeing, and you're trying to make it all form, and you have a couple dry pieces, and you keep trying to stick the dry pieces in. It's like, it's not going to work. And I'm getting that you keep trying to make something work and forcing it when there's probably something around the corner that is more beneficial for you.
She said, yes, my spouse.
Okay. Sorry about that. But it's almost as if it's not failure and we see it as failure. Maybe it's the fact that your spouse doesn't want to change.
Going through a divorce.
Yeah. So I'm getting quit trying to put the dry pieces back into the Play-Doh, which is very fascinating about a grandma saying that. But, we have those pieces that are dry and we keep making them, form. And I'm getting for her, it's like, there's something around the corner, and not that there's always something better around the grass is greener on the other side, but it's more about you did what you could. The spouse really doesn't want to be the partner. And this is one of the things I give advice for. You don't want to be the nurse, the purse. You don't want a project. You want a partner. And I feel like your spouse couldn't be those things. And that's okay. You love them. You gave them everything you had. And it's okay time to, let them figure out their way. So that can be difficult.
Okay. And then we have, and then we have,
I love personal questions.
Let's see here. On YouTube, Sharon. On YouTube, Sharon wants to connect with her son, Anthony, who is 20.
Oh, there's the 20. I wonder if Anthony was trying to show up.
And I could have been reading that right as you were saying that.
Okay, because I kept getting...
Which will happen sometimes.
Yeah, so if Brooke came through and there's information that also... what's his name? Anthony?
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, because I kept getting the 20. So if Anthony and Brooke were trying to come through at the same time, there may be some blended here. So what I'm getting, and I bet you anything, there's some interesting things. The 20 is what I'm getting here. So this is probably Anthony. I'm also feeling a very unexpected death. This could be a suicide or unexpected, but I'm getting, very quick. And also, I think it might be the mental health of it, but I feel like the roads are bumpy for him. But good heart, good, very creative. I feel like I'm feeling him hugging you, saying, "Mom, you were a great mom. You gave everything you could." There's a sense.
He had heart disease.
Okay, so maybe this is the heart again, the breathing, the chest. If this is the case, did he sometimes not always take as good care of himself? Because I keep getting some responsibility in the sense of, or was this the doctor's issues? No, this is him. So at 20, you're not supposed to have heart issues. But I'm sensing here maybe the health issues or the ups and downs, if that's the health issues of up and down, maybe the times that became more serious, was he doing things like taking his meds or checking in with the doctors or, those type of things. Great kid though. Great heart. I just feel like intelligent. I also feel like he didn't let his heart issues consume him, meaning he didn't use it as an excuse. My brother had heart surgeries when he was growing up, and he never wanted anyone to feel sorry for him. And I feel like that's the same with Anthony. Like, I don't want people to judge me based on my health. So that's the up and down that I was getting. He's giving me the big heart, and he's telling me that someone has the tattoo in memory of him. And I'm seeing a candle, which means a birthday or anniversary has just passed or is coming up for either him or someone connected to him. So see if that makes any sense.
Let's see. He was an athlete, but had no idea he had issues.
Oh, okay.
And then, yes, definitely share the other validations too.
So if he didn't know he had heart issues, that because I'm getting like probably sometimes just not feeling 100%, but thinking I've got this. So,
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And we're waiting for Sherry to come on. I'm going to try one more thing here to see if we can get her on live. Okay. But we also have, let's see, Kelly, whose daughter Taylor passed at 28. Oh, I read that and then I realized because that's That name is.
Mm-hmm. And my daughter's age. Okay, the first thing I'm getting is tightness around my throat. So this is either a choking, not being able to communicate, something about the throat, if that makes any sense for her. Maybe this is also, representation of what I understand about a Taylor of mine. Very opinionated on her own, very independent. And I keep feeling some confusion or questions regarding the time of her passing. So if you have some questions like what truly happened, or were there a lot of questions after her passing, about maybe other people or situations, that's what she's bringing up. She just, big smile on her face. I keep seeing her, like trying to get over some challenges, and it feels like, how at different ages we all have challenges, so this is not like, oh my god, it's a big surprise. It's just feeling like, getting through things, getting through some hardships, and I feel like, oh, maybe we're on the other side of it, and then her passing. I also feel, we're not completely prepared for her passing, so I feel like that's the personality as well. I'm seeing her cuddle a dog, so I'm assuming, or a cat, animals, that's a big connection for her. And I don't feel like she's been gone that long. She just doesn't feel like it's been that long. So she's like, hi. And she's talking about education. So this could be something like she was in education, she was in school, education was important to her, or someone right now is going through the process of education. They're going back to school that she wants to recognize. So hopefully that makes some sense to you as well.
Yeah, share the validations, because we always like to.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just like very random information.
It's all random.
I remember the first time, first several times I did this, I thought, I don't know if I could do this. And I did have a couple shots of vodka, spirits.
Inside information.
And you hope, and even like with Brooke and Anthony coming through, there were some similarities in parts of that sometimes they do connect or use the word crossed over. So.
And she did say her dog was with her when she passed.
Okay, is that Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything about breathing, or anything about, was she in a car?
Let's see if she'll share more. So Sherry is on. Sherry, let's have you set your device down somewhere. So that it's not moving. I feel like I'm going on a ride, and then we'll get you on live with Deb here in just one moment. Erica says she loves the spirits and spirits comment. So true. Okay, here's Sherry.
There are earthly nerves. Yeah. Hi, Sherry.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Is Dave, did he have a sense of humor?
Yes.
A dry, but he was a smart guy, but a dry sense of humor?
Yes.
Okay. Did you feel like you were a sister from another mother?
No, not really. We were actually together for 20 years, then split up, but we were still best friends.
Okay, I'm going to go with the best friend. So even though you were together for 20 years, the best friend still feels like there was a strong connection. Does that make sense?
Yes, very strong.
And that to me would mean you probably were better at friends than you were at marriage partners.
Correct.
Okay, so I think that, sister from another mother, it's like that was really it. And trying to sometimes be married, he says that there were very different opinions all the time. And he said he doesn't want you to have any guilt. And I don't feel like you have like this heaviness, but the fact that, was he sick before he passed?
Well, he didn't tell. He moved to Florida.
Sherry, it's okay. I just feel like he didn't want to burden people. Would that make more sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting this, I'm feeling pain. I feel like I'm not really great, but I also feel like I don't want people to kind of take care of me. I want to do it on my own terms. I also feel smart guy, but also he says you both had such strong opinions. You both were intelligent and sometimes couldn't let it go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like sometimes it's just like not that you always want to be right, but there's like, if you have something to prove, you're going to prove it, but out of love. It isn't like an argument.
Correct.
Okay. So when you have two smart people and I feel like that's what he's talking about. He's laughing. He goes, I will say this for you. You were right. And I think he's doing this as a sense of a peace offering for fun, to laugh about how sometimes you guys got into those deep discussions. I don't feel like he was a strong man of spiritual faith of any kind, but just had a sense of he's going to be okay on the other side. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. He's also saying, well, he goes, I'm okay. And what's the connection to the horse?
To a horse.
Did you have a horse growing up, or did he?
Had a great big dog.
Like really big?
Really big, about 170 pounds.
I'll go there because I'm seeing like this big animal, and I assumed it was a horse. So I will go with that direction. So he's got the big.
That's a big dog.
That's a big dog that he has with him. So he's bringing this through. He says you do have one question though.
Well, I was questioning. I just lost our other dog, and I was wondering if that dog was with him. It wasn't the great big one. And then mainly just why he didn't, you already answered that, why he didn't tell anyone he was sick.
I just feel like it was his way of saying, I really don't want all the attention. I don't want people to tell me what to do.
Okay.
Would that be his personality?
Yes, it would.
Okay. And he's also saying that, did you have to put the other dog down?
No, but she went on her own.
She was going to, but she went on her own.
Okay. Then I feel like, I feel like this dog was, I feel like you tried every single thing possible to keep this dog going. Do you understand?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So he says, yes, I see it. And I'm seeing, do you have its ashes?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because I feel like it's still in your house.
Yes.
And I feel like so Dave is saying, you sort of replaced me with the dog. As a joke. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. He is definitely okay. And I for me, Dave is just like, I don't want to be told what to do. And when he was bringing up your relationship, like you both had strong opinions, I think for him not sharing with others is like, I made a decision. I don't want people to influence me. I've really thought about this, and I'm going to say what I need to say, and I don't need to worry about this part of my journey.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It's kind of what I thought, but it just,
it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just did a podcast with one of Dana's friends, and she's become my friend. And she's made a choice. She's let people know, but she's decided not to fight cancer. And I think that's it. We need to respect what other people choose to do. It's his passing is not about you or anybody else. It's about them. And so that's where I think he was talking about the guilt or whatever, is that you didn't get to participate the way you wanted to. And he's just like, I didn't really want people to participate.
Right. Okay.
And so to honor that. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us here on our Facebook Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Anyway, I want to tell everyone I appreciate you coming here, asking questions, and having shout outs, things like that. Just know that our Grieving to Believing, we're launching another show tomorrow. It's on YouTube. It's on all platforms, so don't feel like it's hard to find. And it's something very close to my heart. But we want you to always remember that even though your loved ones are on the other side, they are still by your side. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.